Evening. If I read this at double speed, it will take half as long. I'm honoured to be here tonight to lend a hand in launching this exhibition. I've known Carl Keogh for about 18 years, believe it or not, but it's been an unusual relationship. I know very little about her as a person. I know her only through her work with the Plague Monkeys, with the Tycho Brahe and Automata and the Natural History Museum, and now happily as a solo artist and a painter. I'm a writer. I deal with blunt instruments. I'm in awe of two kinds of people, singers and painters. I don't know how they do. I actually don't know how they produce this work. Carl possesses an absolutely uncommon voice, the kind that makes you do a sort of oral double take when you hear it. But she's also a writer of words that read or sound like abstract paintings, and a painter of images that are a bit like a cross between, well, look around you, they remind me of animals caught in some sort of industrial apocalypse. But they're kind of happy too. The exhibition and the new album, which is absolutely gorgeous, is called Mongrel City. Now I like this title a lot because I like the idea of mongrels. I like them as animals, and I like them as people, and I like them as artists. Mongrels don't win prizes, they don't do dressage, but they're tough, and they have character, and they do whatever it takes to survive. They forage from scraps, and they steal and scavenge from other forms. You look around, you'll see amazing, expressive, kind of human images of foxes, dogs, mice, framed against these city landscapes. I think Hinterland 2 is one of my favorite over there. Small creatures fleeing some sort of industrial dinosaur. I remember when I moved to Dublin first in 1991, I saw a fox in Ballsbridge, and just the idea that there was this creature living in the middle of this sort of suburban blankness, I thought was an incredible thing. And I should add, before I came tonight, I didn't know anything of Carl's work as a painter. So there was a certain amount of trepidation. I was thinking, what if I got nothing to say? But I walked in and I looked around, and it was just relief first and then delight. Because she's an absolutely beautiful painter. I mean, I will steal one of these. I should add, a couple of weeks ago I received a copy of Mongrel City. It's a powerful collection of songs, really masterful and sad and angry and hopeful, and everything we would have hoped for and from her. I think the release of the album and the opening of this exhibition marked the flowering of an artist coming into the full of her power in two areas. It's a really thrilling thing to see, especially at a time when artists of any sort might feel under siege or ignored or mismanaged by a confraternity of used car salesmen and snake oil dealers who tell barefaced lies to our faces while sticking their greasy hands in our pockets, and who make empty promises at election time, and when they're voted in, brazenly adopt the policies of their predecessors. Enough of the party. We cannot let them drive us to disillusionment. You might ask what practical use of the arts and their practitioners when hospital wards are overflowing. I would say that just as we need nurses to tend the failing body, we need stories and songs and paintings like these to heal the ailing spirit. Carol, like so many artists, musicians, and writers and dramatists working at the moment, did not ask anyone's permission to produce this work. She funded it and she brought it to fruition, and what you see before you is testimony to talent and tenacity and self-reliance. I'm not going to blather on anymore. I would love to talk endlessly about these paintings. I love that many of them are set in coastal settings, in liminal places between land and water, in some sort of landscape that exists between the body and the imagination. I love images of the grim crucifix and the dark satanic mills and the drilling platforms, but above all, these small creatures locked in combat with the machinery of institutions and industries. I was looking for something of someone else's to read tonight, and from the images that I'd seen in Tony's pictures of the hanging of the exhibition, I don't know why, but a few words of Dylan Thomas's came to mind, something like 6 to 10 or 12 lines. I'll read them now for you and leave it me and let Carol speak and sing. Dylan Thomas wrote in 1946, "In my craft or soul and art, exercised in the still night when only the moon rages and the lovers lie abed with all their griefs in their arms, I labour by singing light, not for ambition or bread, or the strut and trade of charms on the ivory stages, but for the common wages of their most secret heart." Carol Keogh.
In the next 5 or 10 minutes, there will be a musical performance by the City Porters and Carol Keogh in the Sculpture Garden up the stairs. And also, don't forget her gig, the Grand Social on the 17th. And would you like to say a couple of words?
I just want to thank everybody for coming, and it's amazing to have such support. Well, thanks to Peter for speaking and for the lovely eulogy. I was going to make an analogy in my head of like being at your own funeral. There's a better way for them still alive, so it's really great. And thanks to Tony for taking a chance on me, because this is my first solo exhibition, and I came away from painting for a long time, concentrated on music. So I just want to say it's been great to return to painting as a form. It's another kind of language. I have a lot more autonomy in the production of painting than I do in music, and that gives me a different kind of reward, but they are very kind of closely related, so hopefully I'll continue with both, and there'll be more of all of this. Whether you want it or not. I'm not going to say anymore, we'll let the music